Welcome to Repurpose Journey. In today's episode, we're talking about something that might feel counterintuitive. It's why rest is actually productive, how important it is to make it a priority in your life. If you've ever felt guilty for slowing down or struggled to rest without feeling unproductive, this episode's for you, and I am preaching to myself. Let's dive into the power of intentional rest and how it can help fuel your purpose. If you've been here a while, you know how we talk a lot about navigating life's changes, repurposing hard seasons, and finding joy even when things don't go as planned. And today, talking about this, it's a personal struggle for me, and I know I'm not alone. Rest is that thing that we all say we'll do when we get a chance, but somehow it never quite makes it to the top of the priority list. If you're someone who feels guilty for resting, or if you rest but feel like you're doing it wrong, or if you hear rest and you think, who has the time for that? Then this episode's for you. We're going to talk about why rest is actually one of the most productive things you can do and how to shift your mindset around it, and some practical ways to build real rest into your life without feeling like you're failing at everything else. So grab your cup of chai, because we don't drink coffee, or your water or whatever else, and find a cozy spot and let's dig in. So why do we struggle with rest? Let's start with a little honesty. How many of us feel guilty when we rest? I am raising my hand as high as I can. Somewhere along the way, we started believing that rest is a reward for finishing everything on our to-do list, which means we never get to do it. Because that to-do list, it's endless. Or maybe you've bought into the idea that rest equals laziness. Like if you're not constantly doing something, you're somehow falling behind, wasting time, or failing. Or maybe, this one hits close to home, you physically stop working, but your brain won't shut off. You're sitting on the couch, resting, but intentionally you're running through all the things you should be doing. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. We weren't designed to go nonstop. Even God rested, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't behind on emails or trying to catch up on laundry. Rest is not a luxury. It is not something to have to earn. It is a necessity. So let's work on reframing it. We treat resting like it's stopping, like we're pressing the pause button on life, and everything is on hold until we start back up again. But that is not how it works at all. Resting isn't stopping the work. Resting is the work. It's part of the cycle of being healthy, functional human being. Think about this. When you exercise, your muscles don't get stronger while you're lifting weights. They grow and they repair when you rest. If you just keep pushing them without recovery, you don't get any stronger. You get injured. The same is true for our minds, our emotions, and our overall well-being. If we never rest, we don't just get tired, we burn out and we break down. So what if instead of seeing rest as an inconvenience or something we should do, we start seeing it as an investment in everything else we care about? Because when we rest, we make better decisions. We have more energy, we're more creative, and we are more patient. Hello, everyone who interacts with other humans. In other words, rest makes you better at life. So talking about the types of rest, because collapsing on the couch isn't the only way. I used to think rest just meant taking a nap or binge watching a show, but sometimes that kind of rest doesn't actually restore me. Ever had a day where you rested but still felt exhausted? That's because there are different types of rest, and we need all of them, not just the physical. We need the physical rest, yes, sleep, naps, stretching, taking a break from movement, but we need mental rest, giving your brain a break from constant decision making. Ever feel like your brain has too many tabs open? It's my joke, but it's not good. Emotional rest, stepping away from things that drain you. That could be setting boundaries or talking with someone who gets it. And then creative rest. Like, how many of us do creative rest? Taking a break from problem solving and consuming new information. Do something creative. Rest. social rest, spending time with people who fill you up instead of depleting you. So, if you feel like rest isn't working, maybe you just need a different kind of rest. So let's talk about how we're going to make rest a priority without feeling guilty. Okay, we know that rest is really important, right? But how do we actually do it when life is busy? People need us. There are a million things to do instead. Here's a few ways to start. And give yourself grace. This might not be working for everyone. And we are all in different stages of life. So give yourself grace wherever you are. But schedule it like it matters. We put everything else on a calendar, appointments, deadlines, meetings. What if we actually scheduled rest and we protected it? Even just 10 minutes of intentional rest can make a huge difference. Stop measuring your worth by your productivity. This one hits hard. But you are not valuable because of what you do. You are valuable because of who you are. Give yourself permission to rest imperfectly. You don't have to rest right. You just have to do it. Some days rest might be an hour-long nap. Other days it might be 5 deep breaths in your car before walking outside. Both count. They're just different. Recognize that saying yes to rest means saying no to burnout. If you don't choose rest, your body will eventually choose it for you. Trust me. I know. And usually not in a convenient way. I have learned this the hard way. Lastly, find what actually replenishes you. Not all rest looks the same for everyone. Maybe for you it's reading a book, sitting outside, journaling, cleaning your car, vacuuming, taking a slow walk. Find what actually restores you and make space for it. At the end of the day, rest is not lazy. Rest is not selfish. Rest is not optional. Rest is how we show up as our best selves for our families, our work, our purpose, and our well-being. So let's stop seeing it as something we squeeze in when we have time. Instead, let's start seeing it as something that fuels everything else we do. Because friend, you are allowed to rest. You are designed to rest, and the world will not fall apart if you take a break. All right, so that's all for today's episode. If it resonated with you at all, I would love it if you would share it with a friend who needs a reminder about rest. And if you're looking for more encouragement, head over to repurposejourney.com or any of the social media sites, Repurpose Journey. I'd love to hear how you're making space for the real rest in your life. Until next time, take a deep breath, give yourself grace, and remember, you don't have to do it all.